region. People flock in their thousands just to get a glimpse of this historic icon. But tonight, the hunt is on for fans of the famous Flying Scotsman who got onto the tracks near Wellingborough in June and risked their own lives. British Transport Police have released pictures and want help identifying them, as Stuart Ratcliffe reports.
Wherever it's been, the Flying Scotsman has pulled in the crowds. And that steamy love affair with the Scotsman was as strong as ever in June when it thundered through Northamptonshire. But that love affair...
So here we have the Tornado. This is the Hornby Railroad version, as you can see from the packaging here. And basically the idea with the Railroad version is it's sort of the younger generation's sort of range, and it's a bit cheaper. I mean, obviously Hornby is quite expensive anyway, but the Railroad version is a bit cheaper. But with Hornby at the same time, although they are expensive, you sort of pay for what you get. I mean, on this Railroad version, there are things that are missing, like just underneath the number there, normally is a builder's plaque. As you can see from this photo here that I took when I saw it last year. And then just under the nameplate, normally, again, there's another name plaque saying that Prince Charles named it with the Duchess of Cornwall. And Prince Charles was also in the Railway series, Thomas the Tank Engine, in the last ever book. And Her Majesty the Queen was also featured in the television series of the show and in the books. So quite a bit of a raw connection with a lot of his locomotives. And as you know, Tornado was the first engine built in 40 years for the main line, since steam had been abolished. And the last engine that was ever built was an engine called Evening Star. And again, I've seen this locomotive before at the National Rail Museum. It's not running anymore, it's just on display. And when I went there, I actually got a model of that in the Hornby Railroad range. Quite, again, a fantastic model. And you can see Murdoch here. Murdoch is also one of the 9Fs, which is the same class of locomotive. But yeah, part of the reason I decided to do a review of this model Tornado as well, because this year it's 10 years since it was built in 2008. And last year I had the pleasure of seeing it at the Nene Valley Railway. So I'm sure you'll agree from that, it runs absolutely fantastically. And I have to admit, until I actually saw the Tornado for myself, like I said, that was the first time I saw it last year. But yeah, before that, I actually thought this was a really well detailed model. But then, so when I've actually seen the real thing, I realised there have been a few things, details that are missing. Also, the yellow health and safety signs that are on the locomotive and on the boiler as well. You know, so there's a few things missing, but I do absolutely love this model of Tornado. It does run really well indeed. You can see some footage of it that I filmed on my basic train set running. So again, I'm sure you'll agree that this model runs really well indeed. So like I said, I've shown you the front part of the model here. A bit more, you see the number just there. And also here you can see the tender. Now I bought this model second hand. The person that owned it before me did a bit of weathering on the wheels, as you can see here, and had these yellow bits. Now I'm not really a fan of weathering that in general, but it's not hugely noticeable apart from obviously the yellow bits. It's not that noticeable, I don't think. Also you can see on the back here the lights and that. And if obviously you've seen Tornado, you can just about see on the inside from this photo that I took that there's a seat for the driver. And I've seen the inside of the cab. I haven't got an actual photo of the inside of the cab, but the Tornado is really, really modern in its cab. And then also just under the driving wheels there, on the real thing, is a lighting system. So even for a steam engine, Tornado is quite modern. I'm sure you'll agree. For a steam locomotive, and I'm saying it's a fantastic piece of machinery. I'm sure you'll agree. I'm actually going to the Nene Valley Railway again this year to see Tornado again. And also this year, so it's not just Tornado that's celebrating a birthday. The Mallard, again, another model I've got, is celebrating its speed record, which was the 3rd July 1938, so that's 80 years this year. Like I said, I've got that one. And the Mallard, as you probably know, is the same basis as Spencer. So I do really like this model of Tornado. Another thing I think is a little bit of a shame is with the buffers. Some engines have sprung type buffers. This one doesn't, unfortunately. But it's not a huge letdown, although I think it'd be even better. But then, like I said, a friend of mine has got the Tornado in its blue livery, because it has been painted a few different colours. And again, that comes with literally everything. So like I said, you pay for what you get at the end of the day, really. Like I said, this is very cheap, basic sort of model, but still, fantastic. I don't regret buying it at all. You got a little bit of detail there, and also, again, if we look inside the cab, there's not a huge amount of detail inside the cab, which is a little bit of a shame. But like I said, overall, I think it more or less captures what Tornado basically looks like, even though it's got a few things missing. But the things that are missing, if you really wanted to, you could actually add them yourself. Another thing as well is this model doesn't have a front coupling. Not all tender engines do, but there is a little catch there where you can actually add it yourself. And this engine is a loco-driven engine, which means it's powered by the driving wheels, not the tender. And I prefer loco-driven engines because they've got that bit more strength about them, and I think they run just that little bit better as well. Like I said, Tornado has been painted many different colours since it was built. Originally it was grey, but that was just an undercoat. Like I said, I saw it the first time last year. I'm going to see it again this year. And at the minute, as far as I'm aware, it's in its apple green livery, which is what this is. Although, obviously, haven't seen the actual locomotive myself. The apple green was a little bit lighter than this, but it's not a huge letdown at the end of the day. Like I said, it's been painted blue as well, and you never know, it might end up being painted another colour, but I actually prefer it in green, and I think locomotives look really good in green at the end of the day. Hopefully I've covered everything in this video that you wanted to know about this model. If not, please comment below, ask questions about this locomotive, and obviously comments that are relative to this video. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. But yeah, if I had to give this model a score, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, because like I said, not all of the details are there, but at the same time, it's not too bad either, I don't think. It does capture Tornado quite well, and Hornby have done a fantastic job at the end of the day, I think, with this model. Like I said, but you can spend a bit more money, and get the non-railroad version, which does cost a bit more, but again, you pay for what you get with these models, and you would get that bit more detail, like say the name plaques that are missing. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video, and goodbye. Something else I'd like to add as well is a friend of mine, Jordan Bailey, is trying to raise money towards Sherwell, which is an 060 tank engine at the Rushden Transport Museum. That's featured in a few of my channels. It's a railway local to me. Also the home of the Blue Circle, which is Fergus's basis. Again, he's trying to raise money towards the locomotive, so if you can help in any way, I've chipped a bit in, someone else has, as you can see here. I'm not asking you to pay all of that money. Obviously, I don't think any of you can, and I certainly can't, but you know, every little bit helps. Like I said, it is going towards, in my opinion, a good cause. You know, to keep these engines running does cost a lot of money, so if I can ever do anything, to help these railways, and obviously give a shout out my channel like I am now and get people to support it, I'm more than happy to. Please help if you can. Thank you very much.